Hello, welcome to my channel. The main rule for the quilting is that there are no rules. You will learn, you will watch others, and you will find the methods and ways of quilting that works for you. And that's the most important thing, because you need to find what works for you to be able to enjoy the process. What you will see is my process of working with different materials and different designs, and I hope some of those tips and tricks will help you in your own journey. Just started a new very scrappy project, so I don't know what will come up of it, but I will keep you obviously updated via this video. So after I've done lots and lots of scrappy string piece blocks, I had all of those cutouts from, when you squaring them up, and I just thought, it's quite a waste of fabric. You can see in my box I've got loads of that, so I just thought, is there anything I can do out of it? So I've started sewing them onto the piece of batting and just do the free motion on it. But the trouble I had here is, those pieces were not sticking down very nicely, and sometimes I kind of went underneath, and there was lots of problems with it. So I'm trying to see what else I can do. So now I'm at the moment just gluing using just normal Elmer's glue. You can buy it in the shop. I'm just gluing those triangles here on the batting, layer by layer. I did like this amount of gluing. I left it overnight to dry. So I've glued another piece, and I will leave it to dry overnight again, and then I will carry on until I finish my batting. And when it's all glued, then I will just go and stitch over the edges, free motion quilting style, and then I will see how it looks on the end. So just bear with me with this video, and just we'll see together how it works. So I left the triangles to dry overnight, and I think it's actually working much better than I was trying to do before. Here I was trying to I wasn't gluing them here. I was just trying to do like a free motion quilting. It's to put them flat, but then here's how I've glued them. I haven't sewn anything yet. I was just taking one row after another row and glue them down, and I think that will work better. So what I will do now, I will continue adding the rows at the top of the fabric with the glue, and on the end I will just straight stitch from top down, not against the hair, with the triangles this way. I will stitch them very, very close to each other, so they are hold very well. And because my frame is about the size of what I've got left here, and from where I started to gluing it, I will just cut out this piece I've started before. Okay, so the glue have now dried. I left it for a couple of days to dry nicely, and this is the back of the frame I want to put it in. So I will just chop off that bit I did earlier, which I won't be using now. So more or less here I will leave more around, so I can then just choose which bit I want to use. Okay, so that can be pinned. So this is the piece I would like to quilt, so I will go from top down with the beads down. I've put the walking foot on my sewing machine, and also I have some leftovers from previous project on the spools, like with the different colors. So I will use this opportunity now to use up those threads, because I won't be using it anytime soon, and it's just holding the spool I could use for something else. So that's a good project to use up all of those threads you have on the spools, which you may not use for a while. So on the machine I've got at the moment a purple one, but I've also got the spool with the blue and green and light pink, so I will keep them aside. So when I run out the one I've got there, I will change them to this ones. At the bottom I'm just using plain beige thread, which I normally use for almost everything, so I won't be changing it there. I don't want to quilt it just straight because that will be kind of a little bit boring with that work. So what I will use, I will do the wavy pattern with the walking foot. So I do have a wavy stitch on the machine, but I will just turn my work as I go along on this occasion. So let's start from the edge. You know, quilts you would normally start from the middle, but with this one doesn't move and won't go anywhere, so I can just start. So I will lengthen the stitch because it's obviously a fun project. I'm not piecing anything here, it's all glued for me now, so it's not going to move anywhere, so I can have some fun with it. So I will start, and let's have a look at what will come up on the end. Okay, so I finished quilting the whole piece. I went both ways, and it's quite densely quilted to keep all of those edges from fraying. So what I will do now, because it's quite stiff from the glue, I will wash it. So I did zigzag the edges as well for now, just to keep it in one piece. Now because it is stiff from the glue, I would recommend you use the jeans needle on it, or at least thicker needle, like maybe size 16 or so. But you know, you test your own piece if you're doing it, and you will see how it goes. So what I like about it is that after washing, if it comes out nice, I mean, I'm expecting a little bit of fraying obviously from those bits and pieces, but if it looks good, actually that will make a great cushion cover front. So I will wash it first to test it, and then when it comes out and dry, if it looks still good, then I will make some more pieces and I will make a pair of cushion covers to go with it. So I think that will look really good. Right, so I washed my piece and I dried it, and it looks really good. It didn't even fray as much as I thought it will. So I think because this is the piece I will be putting in the frame, then I'm not going to be doing anything else with it. Now I want to make a cushion covers with that. This really looks good. The only difference I think I will do is I will stitch I will quilt it even more densely than I've quilted this one, because obviously this is not going to be used. But other than that, the process is really good. So I went to the shop today, bought another 2 bottles of Elmer's glue. This one is white one, but it's fully washable, so that's all what I need really. Right, so I started working on my cushions, so I'm just adding a little bit to the process now. So I'm just putting the glue, and a part of using the cut-offs from the string blocks which I've got in this pile, I'm using all of those cut-offs from the snowballing. So this is a little bit more time consuming. However, because I've got so many, I'm so glad I could have find a use for them. So just, you know, just don't worry about the glue. Glue is washing off very nicely. With that first piece, it came back to nice and soft structure after the washing, so don't worry about it at all. Put a lot, so it will hold all of those pieces for you, and just stack one on another like this. So yeah, I've got a big box of those individual triangles, so I'm glad I'll be able to use them up. So I'll be mixing. I will make like one row with just those triangles, and then one row with the cut-offs, and I'm also doing them on diagonal on this project. So the artwork I did straight going lines. This one I've started diagonal. I think the cushions will look really good with that design, but we shall see at the end. I'm quite excited with this project because it's going well. I'm at the stage where I will be quilting the 2 cushions I've done. Now the cushions I've been gluing onto the piece of fleece I'm using normally as a batting. but I just want to make sure that you can use the same process on actual batting. So I've got here 80-20 hops, kind of standard batting a lot of people are using, and I will make a like a table topper from that in the same method with the same glue, and then I will wash it and we'll see how this one comes out as well when it's done. So I will show you whether it's something you can use on this batting as well, because if it does come out good, then that will be a great like ongoing project for a quilt as you go piece of that. So what I will basically do every time I've got a piece of batting left from maybe squaring up another quilt and I've got all of those offcuts, I will prepare some wash, or I will prepare some glue, quilt, wash it, and I will have it ready. And when I've got enough, then I can then square them up to whatever size of the squares I want and make a quilt out of it as well. I'm really enjoying that process now, because it's really what I was looking for. What can I do with those very small bits and pieces, which, well, it's really too small to go to the crump blocks for me, but it's still quite a lot of fabric, and if you're doing a lot of blocks from the strings, you will have all of those offcuts from it. So let's see how it come up. Okay, so my cushion cover pieces are now nicely dry. They've been hanging for 2 days to make sure that all the glue is now dry and will not gunk the sewing machine. And I will actually use my industrial Juki to quilt it, just because it's going to be quicker, and I'm only using straight stitch, so it really doesn't matter. So since the layout on this one is on diagonal, I will also use kind of straight-ish diagonal lines to quilt it, but I'm not going to be sticking to actual straight lines because that's not needed. So I will now speed up and you can have a look how it goes. Right, so I washed my pieces, so just a little bit of feedback on that bit of the process. So I think that white glue was stronger than that transparent glue, because it didn't wash off all the glue. I can still feel some bumps somewhere. Or the other thing is maybe because I washed this ones on like hand wash cycle in the washing machine rather than normal one, where the other one bit before I did just put with something else for the normal cycle, longer one. So just watch that. But I think what I will do with this one, I've got empty bottle. When I buy another one to carry on with the, with the other bits and pieces I want to make, I think I'll probably move half of it to another bottle and then just water it down slightly. It doesn't need to be, so very, very sticky. You just need to hold those pieces for you when you want to quilt them, so they don't move and you don't have to pin it or do anything else with it. So you may like to experiment a little bit with that, but overall, this is the batting bit, the test I did on the batting one. Yeah, I don't see any issues at all. It looks the way I was thinking it will look out when it comes out. And that means that if I want to now make a big quilt using this method, I can take leftover battings the way you see them now, do that process, and then square it up to whatever size of the squares I would like to make it. And then, because it will be on the batting already, the only thing you need to do is add backing to it and slightly quilt it just to, in between those lines somewhere, to hold it in place, and job done. So I will definitely have a quilt made this method for sure, and I will probably show it in some further videos. So the test worked fine. Just like I said, it's the washing bit. I need to make sure it's washed probably on longer cycle, and the water probably hotter than, I think I had it set up on 20 degrees, so probably a little bit more than that. This is the bit done on the fleece, and again I can feel in some places that it's stiffer than others where the glue have not washed off totally, but that's fine. I will be making cushion covers from it, so what I will do, so I will square it up to what I want. It will be 20 inches cushion. I will finish it off. It will have a just simple closing, you know, the envelope type of the cushion closing, and then I will put it in the washing again. Same thing with this one. I will cut it to what I need, finish it off, and then I will wash it again, and I will show you again how it looks after the washing and the finishing touches are done on it, so you can see the final result. And just to add that with this method, if you want to make a quilt, will be great time where you can kind of patch smaller bits of batting before you will start putting the cotton on top of it, because you will be quilting it before it's getting the backed up. That means that even if you sew the pieces together of the batting and they are not perfect, this process of quilting it will sort it out for you. And I will link in the description below to the video where I'm showing how to link pieces of the batting together. So normally I wouldn't recommend to piece a lot of different bits of batting for a bigger quilt, but for this type of project, even if you make huge quilt, go for it. It's a great scrap buster for the batting as well. Just a quick update on the progress of the scrappy project. So I finished the table toppers, or in my house they will be on the side tables, so they look pretty good. So I finished it with the wonky style of the binding. I think it looks really good together. So there's two of them. They are not the same size and they are not the same shapes, and you know, they're not going to be lying even next to each other, so it doesn't matter, but I think it adds nice interest detail to those mats. So that's finished, and now I will be carry on with making the cushion covers. Now with that one wonky finish, I do have a video how to do it, so I will link it in the description below, so please make sure you check it out if that's what you would like to try. And here it is, the finished set. So I've got my piece of walled art, I've got my cushions, and I've got my table runner. Unfortunately the place that they're actually going to be is quite dark, so I cannot film there, but I hope you can see very well how they look and how nice they're matching together. So it'd make a nice set for any corner. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I will definitely do more of those things because that kind of speaks to my thriftiness, and you know, we all produce a lot of scraps when we squaring or cutting the pieces, so that's one of the way you can use them up to the fullest. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked what you saw, please subscribe to my channel to support my work. For further inspiration and examples of my work, you can check my Instagram or Facebook page. Happy creating!